Good morning, welcome to Mondays with Marthie. Please subscribe to my channel and you can leave comments and questions if you have. There's three things I want to talk to you about today, and that is order from chaos, carrying somebody's suitcase around, and picking a mentor. So, order from chaos. Last week we had a walk where we were supporting getting rid of our president. Zuma must fall. And one thing I learned from the experience is that people have the same things on their minds and they want the same things, and we can stand together to reach for that goals even though we have our individual differences. And that's one thing. There's one song I really like, and that is Hello Brother from Louis Armstrong. And it just says that everybody wants to work for a better future for their kids. And I think sometimes if you keep your eye on the big goal, it gets rid of all the other differences. And if you look at what happens, I'm looking at the history of jazz, and you can see that as well in the structure and destructure of how predictable it is. Jazz used to be very, very structured. And then there was a stage where they had free jazz, where people were saying, we're not going to do the structure anymore. We're going to do our own thing. And it was a bit of a acquired taste. And then people came back to having the structure because it was fun to play together. It was easy to play the same tune and show your virtuosity because there was a predictability in the structure. So for me, it's like if you have a structure and there is this time of chaos, it's not a bad thing, because then it reestablishes the order in a better way on a new level, where people understand why this order is needed and why it's something that they want. So the next thing is to carry somebody's suitcases around. So I was listening to this one guy say, you know what, I was carrying around this one guy's suitcases. I brought him coffee, I did everything for him, and it was like going to college, because I could understand where he was coming from, what he was doing, how he was playing out his life. He was a real jazz master. I don't know what instrument he was playing, but the student really learned a lot just by following this person around. So I'm not saying you must stalk people, but I'm just saying that if there is somebody that you really admire, it might be worthwhile to see what they do and how their day plays out, because a lot of people think you just arrive and you're brilliant at what you do and then you go home, but they don't realize that there's years and years and years of practice and hard work that goes in. And that's the secret. So even for me, I find a lot of people say, oh, Marthie, I want to come perform with you. Let me do this concert with you. It'll be so wonderful. And then it's like they don't understand that performing is only 1% of the whole package. I don't just stand up and perform. I have to brain engineer what's going to happen, where it's going to happen, who's going to be there, who's my target market, what's going to be in the program, who has to need to be there. Then marketing starts. There's a lot of other responsibilities of organizing the venue. Performing is just such a small bit. It's like the cherry on the cake, and it's really unfair to ask somebody to, oh, can I just perform with you, if you don't know that there's a lot more that has to happen and that you contribute in that way, because then you miss out on the whole experience. And it's fun, it's like having a work party in the sense of, or a play date where you work together towards one goal and you put the cherry on. You can't just arrive for the cherry, because then you miss out on all the collaboration and networking that takes place before the time. And that's relationships that you build. And if you look at jazz, you'll see a lot of these people, they have a band that they play in, they have routes that they run where they perform. So there's a whole career of building relationships and working together, and it's like a little family. So you need to work on it if it's not a natural family. And the third thing is to find a mentor that you can pick and admire and watch them. It's not a matter of, wow, this person is fantastic, or you admire them for what they can do, but also follow their career. I'm thinking of John Coltrane, where they say he used to be like this, and then he developed to be like this, and he ended up being like this. And through his career, he, for example, would imitate a lot of his mentors. So they say a big emphasis on copycat your role models, so that you're just as good as they are, and then you end up evolving, and then at the end you can start developing your own style. And when you've got to that stage, you start pushing the limits and creating a new style where you are the breaking new frontiers. So the 3 things are: order from chaos, carry somebody's suitcase around, and find a mentor that you can follow. So please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next Monday. Enjoy your week.